Hi, I'm Krista from the YouTube channel, Kindly Krista. Today, we are going to be talking about my yarn stash at the beginning of 2026. I would like to do this to catalog for you and for me what yarn I have at the beginning of 2026, because this year will be a year of not buying yarn unless it's souvenir yarn from a trip that we take, which we don't have any current travel plans. So I might not be buying any yarn this year. So that'll be interesting. This will be my first, that's not true. This will be my second full year of knitting. And I've already accumulated a lot. And we plan to move in about 2 years. So it's very important for me to wind down my stash and to make beautiful things, of course. But here's me showing you what I have, possibly talking about what we're gonna make with it in some cases. Some cases I have no idea currently what I'm gonna make with the things. So yeah, let's get into disclaimer in this current clip and in the intro. My newborn is sitting beside me, wiggling and grunting. And then later in the video, he will have woken up. But I'm filming this part at the end because this is my very first YouTube video I'm ever making. So I felt like I needed to really get into it, and then I could feel more comfortable, because my first clip that I introduced myself was a little what? So now we're filming the intro and this disclaimer clip at the end. So I have already gone through all of the yarn. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to start off with my stash of Cascade 220 Superwash Merino, of which I have a plenty. So first we have 3 balls of honeydew. I love this color. Then we'll go through our highlighter shades. We have 3 skeins of the highlighter green. I've got 3 skeins of the highlighter pink. I have 3 skeins of the highlighter Tangelo. Also 3 skeins of the highlighter blue. 3 skeins of the highlighter yellow. And then I have 3 skeins of this antique green. Oh my God, this color is glorious. I love it so much. I cannot wait to work it up. And then this is Walnut Heather. I love this color. It's such a good neutral. And then 3 skeins of the color Raspberry. I have 1 skein of the Navy shade. And then I have 1 skein of the Lemon shade. My plan with most of these skeins, probably all of them actually, is to make sweaters for my children. That is actually what got me into knitting in the first place, knitting and crochet, is so I could make my children stuff. It brings me a lot of joy. But let's go ahead and continue going through this stash and seeing what else I have to work with this year. I did not mention before, but this Cascade Superwash Merino, Cascade 220 Superwash Merino, it is a medium worsted weight yarn, size 4. It says it has 100 grams or 3.5 ounces per skein and 220 yards or 200 meters. So 3 of these, of most of these colors, is going to take me pretty far. Continuing on, so my mother-in-law, for my birthday 2024, which is in October, she got me the Heritage Wool Collective subscription. She got it for me for a year. I think actually December was my last month receiving it, so it was a little over a year. But I'm gonna go through all of the yarns that I got from that subscription. We have 4 skeins of this shade in Good Harbor. It is 85% Targhee and 15% dark wool. It's milled in Michigan and dyed by Why Not Fibers. It's a 2-ply figuring weight yarn, and it has 460 yards per 4 ounces. So this is such a beautiful color. I have yet to decide what I'm gonna work up with this. I think I would really enjoy like a vest, like a sweater vest for myself. But again, may end up being a sweater for my kids. I have already used this, so I have 2 hanks, 1 cake that has already been caked up but unused, and then 1 cake that has been mostly used. And this is, I'm gonna set the rest of these down. This is of course I grabbed the one without the tag. This is 100% Targhee. It's spun in Mount Vernon, Washington. Angle change. My feet were falling asleep. Anyway, I was talking about this shade Wildwood from the Heritage Wool Collective from India Untangled. It is 100% Targhee. It is spun in Mount Vernon, Washington. It's dyed by Sea Change Fibers. It's a fingering weight yarn with 395 yards per 4 ounces. I knit my child up a sweater that I can't think of the name of, but I'll put it somewhere. And it turned out so cute. I actually held it double with this Marisol Inca in the shade 27. But it is this beautiful yarn. It's got this beautiful halo that you can see. And I don't know, it's shining. So it's 94% viscose and 36% baby alpaca. I held those double for a sweater for my kiddo, and it turned out beautifully. Continuing with the Heritage Wool, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skeins of this navy blue. It is, forgive me, it's the shade Dub Mohair. Yeah. The fiber is Romney and Blueface Leicester. It feels very rustic. I'm very excited to work this up. This is a sport weight yarn with 146 yards per 2 ounces. It's grown in Ireland, which is so cool, and it's dyed by Ballihora Fibers. So I've got 8 skeins of those. It's so beautiful, and I think I would like to knit myself up a full sweater, maybe like a cabled sweater or something with a little bit of texture. I think that would be beautiful. The newest addition from the Heritage Wool Collective is this Making Tracks Light 100% American wool from Junction Fiber Mill, and it's in the shade Happy Wool Year. It is 200 yards, it's sport weight. It says it's a blend of American raised fine, merino, Targhee, and Corriedale wool. I have 4 skeins of that. And honestly, I just received it. I have not even dreamed up a project for this yet, but it's so beautiful. I love the barber pole on it. It's glorious, love it. Last year in February, they had this beautiful colorway called Rosebud. Oh, so beautiful. It is 100% Rambouillet. It's spun in Buffalo, Wyoming. It's dyed by Sea Change Fibers. It's a worsted weight and 200 yards per 3.5 ounces. Then I have 4 skeins of this camel brown color in the shade Sugar Season. It is 100% polypay wool. It's grown in Vermont. It's dyed by Newburgh Yarn Company. It's a fingering weight with 420 yards per 4 ounces. And that is just stuff on it. It's not Tweety. It's just got some stuff on it. A little bit sheepy, which I'm totally fine with. And continuing away from the Heritage Wool Collective, I've got, let's see what we have here. We have Knitted Wit Polyworth Shimmer DK in the shade Inner Banks. This year in North Carolina, they did a mountain to sea, something like that. They did a yarn crawl for all of North Carolina. And there was a yarn shop on the route that had a custom dyed skein colorway by Knitted Wit, now so sadly out of business, but this is the shade Inner Banks. And it is 95% polyworth wool and 15% silk, 330 yards, and it's a weight 3, so it's a DK. And so I have 2 skeins of that. One is already caked up, and then I have one still in the hank. I have 3 skeins total of Ultra Alpaca. I have 2 in this purple heathered shade, and the shade name is number 62171. This is a medium weight yarn, and it is 50% superfine alpaca and 50% Peruvian wool. So I have 2 shades of that purple and then 1 shade of this berry pink, which is in the shade, 62178. And I plan to make the Rosy Yoke Junior by Lynette. And I'm gonna do the majority of the sweater in this purple, and then the roses, the color work, the contrast color in the pink. I have 3 skeins of this Woolpaca in the color 25. I have 2 skeins of this Rios, Malabrigo Rios, that my husband got me on a work trip he went on. And this is the shade 866 Arco Iris. I'm really unsure about what I'm gonna make with this. Oh, unhanged. But I love when he goes on work trips because he always brings me some yarn back. Sometimes I do have trouble deciding what to make with the yarn though, because I feel like it's so special. Even if it is yarn that I can get a hold of in my local yarn shop, it just feels so special because he thought of me while he was out, you know? I went on a trip last year down to New Orleans in Louisiana. I went to the Indian Tangle hosted Yarny Gras down there, and I got this beautiful yarn from Jim's Luxe Fibers, and it's the Luxe Sock Base, fingering weight 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, in the shade Wrath of Zeus. And I have actually this mohair that I'm going to hold with it, which is Isagar Silk Mohair in the shade 12. So I'm going to hold this double and knit a kid's sweater or myself a Sophie hood. So that's my plan with these 2. While on vacation this year, my family and I went to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. I got these from a yarn store out there. It's the Camilla Fiber Co. These are from Nashville, Tennessee. I got the white tweed fingering in the shade Midnight and the silk mohair silk lace in the shade Midnight as well. So these I plan to hold double for a kid's sweater. I have from Arcane Fiberworks the shade Blessed Bluebird. I have an ultra wool in the shade Fig. And this is, I have not been mentioning any of the information that I was mentioning in the beginning. This is a 100% superwash wool. This Blessed Bluebird from Arcane Fiberworks. This is a worsted weight superwash merino wool, 166 meters for 100 grams. This Malabarita Rios that has come unhanged again, I'll just have to fix that later, is a worsted weight, 210 yards for 100 grams. I did mention this. I did not mention these, so sorry. So the Camilla Fiber Co. The mohair is 459 yards for 50 grams. And this white tweed is 437 yards for 100 grams. This one is 64% kid mohair and 36% silk. This one here is 84% superwash merino and 16% Donegal. I think that got me caught up on all the information I missed prior. Last year I went down to Louisiana to visit family, and I took a road trip down there. On the way, I stopped in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I got this skein of yarn from Madeline Tosh at a yarn store. Couldn't tell you what yarn store, but this color is the shade Cider Donut Hangover, and it's 200 yards for 115 grams. It's a medium weight worsted, and I don't know if you can, yes, okay, there we go. That is so much better. The orangey colors with the brown speckles, and there is some like neon yellow in it that's hard to see, even like I have to get close to it to see. It's so beautiful. I've had this for over a year now, and I still have no idea what I'm gonna make with it. I just always feel like yarn you get from trips is so special that it needs to go to some sort of really special project. But I think I kind of need to get over that mentality, because otherwise my yarn's never going to get used. I won this at my local yarn shop as a door prize. This is Cascade 220 Superwash Hand Paint dye lot, color number 1017. It looks like it's a light worsted or a heavy DK. 100 grams is 220 yards. It's got just about every color you can imagine in there, but it's majority blue. I think I will probably knit up some sort of beanie with this. Something simple. Yep. Also, from my vacation this summer out to the Outer Banks in North Carolina, I got this Ba Yarn Shasta 100% superwash merino wool, 200 yards, 100 grams. And this shade is Outer Banks Sunset, which is so beautiful. Again, I have no idea what I'm going to make with it. It feels so special. But probably something for my kids. This is a skein of yarn that my husband got me on a work trip. This is Barocco Tilly in the shade Tula. It is 62% Pima cotton and 38% Cupro in this beautiful green speckledy color. While I was in Western North Carolina visiting family over Christmas this year, I got this Araucana, so sorry, Hosco sock hand-painted superwash wool blend in the shade Neon Bellini. My daughter picked it out. So beautiful. It is, of course, a fingering weight. It is 75% superwash wool and 25% polyamide. It is 433 yards or 396 meters for 100 grams. And I will probably hold this with a mohair, a white mohair, to knit a sweater for my daughter. After a short intermission, I am back. The baby woke up and had to be taken care of. Little one is over here wiggling, grunting. So if you hear that, I really hope it doesn't bother you. If it does, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna continue on sharing my yarn. This is 2 cakes of Supreme cotton in the shade Apricot. It is 100% cotton, 100 grams, and 180 yards. Probably gonna knit my daughter like a dress or something in this. Then I have no idea what yarn this is. All I know is that it is cotton. This cake was given to me from a friend. She made a project with it. She had it left over. She said she's never gonna use it again. So it was gifted to me. And I will probably make some children's t-shirts. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe it'll be a scrappy shirt. But if I decide not to do that with it, it will probably become like dish towels, washcloths, something of that nature. Continuing on, I have the brand Queensland Cotton, Coastal Cotton, Ocean Mist, Pure Soft Cotton. 100 grams is 185 yards. It's a worsted weight 100% cotton. And this is the shade Angels Beach. So I have this ball. I have this same yarn in a different colorway. No clue what the colorway is called. And one more ball in this soft purple. Again, don't know what the colorway is called. Sorry about that. We have some Ella Rae Pretty in Pima Stripes, Finest Peruvian Pima Cotton. It is 100% Pima Cotton, worsted weight. It is 100 grams and 184 yards. I've got two skeins of this colorway in Happy Hour. And then I have 2 skeins in this colorway Under the Sea. This again will become children's t-shirts. Continuing on with Ella Rae, this is a mercerized cotton from Ella Rae. I bought it to make a summer dress for my daughter, and I started on it, I believe, in February 2025, and I did not like the way it was working up. For some reason, I did not expect for this to be striped, but it was. And I didn't like the way that was looking in the dress, so I frogged it and have to come up with a new game plan for what I'm gonna do with this yarn. because it is beautiful. It just was not what I was wanting for that particular project. So this is Ella Ray Watercolors Mercerized Cotton. It is 100 grams, 263 yards, and it's 100% mercerized cotton. Very pretty. Just didn't work out the way I was wanting it to for the particular project. And I might find a different dress or shirt pattern that I like for her for that. It just wasn't working up for the particular project the way I wanted it to. I think I have said that enough. I've run it into the ground. Now we're going to talk about, I love this cotton. I got this from Hobby Lobby. 100% cotton. It is 85 grams, 153 yards in the shade Harvest Hues. I have 2 skeins of this, 2 skeins of City Beat, 2 skeins of Brights, 2 skeins of Harvest. Oh, and this is a, what weight is this? Is it a 3 or a 4? 4. It is a worsted weight. So this is the shade Harvest and the shade Pink, Green, Purple. So all of that cotton will also turn into kids' t-shirts, and then leftovers will be dish towels, washcloths, what have you. Let's see, what else from Hobby Lobby? I have this skein that was given to me. It's called Christmas, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's 97% acrylic and 3% metallic polyester, 142 grams, 252 yards, and it is a worsted weight. I know that acrylic is not really the best feeling on skin, but for cute Christmas pictures, this might end up as like a little sweater. And that's okay, because it's just meant to be cute, not worn all the time. More Hobby Lobby. I've got Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber. It is 4 ounces, 186 yards. It is a worsted weight, 100% low pill acrylic. This is the shade Parisian Light. I do really like the colors in this. I wish that I could find this and a wool to make a sweater for myself. That would be really cute. And this is Berry Mix. Also really like these colors. My sister is very purple. If you know what that means, then you know what that means. She's very purple. So this would probably make a cute beanie for her. It would probably make her head sweat a little bit, but you know what? 100% wool hat is also gonna make your head sweat a little bit. So, oh, bless you. Bless you. On to more acrylic, right? This is acrylic. Yeah, 100% anti-pilling acrylic. This is Universal Yarns Uptown Worsted Hues. It is a obviously worsted weight yarn. It is 100 grams, 180 yards, and this is the shade Key Lime Pie. I have used some of one skein to make myself a keychain, like a key fob to hold my keys on, like the little wristlet thing. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I don't know what to do with the rest of it. Do I make more? Do I make some kind of homeware? Some kind of decoration? I don't know, but I have 2 skeins of it. I'm gonna ignore that. Also on my trip to New Orleans from Jim's Luxe Fibers, I got this mini skein set. And, okay, they all have different names. They're all 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. 93 yards is 20 grams. It says Luxe Sock Mini. This is in the shade Sagittarius. This is in the shade Frenzy. This is in the shade Chariot. Chiron. And Centaurs. I think it would be really cute to hold these. This is not rainbow order, pretend it is. Hold these and do a rainbow stripe sweater for a child, because in my opinion, life is too short for children to not wear fun clothing, hence all the colorful yarns for my children's clothing that I'm going to knit them. But I think that would be a really cute rainbow sweater. I have another fun color, Cascade 220 Superwash. It's a worsted weight in the shade 370. It is this like neon chartreuse. Like, it is showing up more yellow on the camera. It is like neon green, like safety green. It is, I think I said it's a worsted weight. It is 100 grams and 220 yards. And it is 100% superwash merino. Did I say that? I have no idea. This is my first time filming a YouTube video. If that's not very clear, because I keep looking at myself, I should look at the camera. We'll work on it. So sorry, we'll work on it. My friend won a giveaway and she got the pattern for the Tulsa tee and the yarn to make it. She said she would not do that. Also, she does not think these colors look flattering on her, so she gave them to me. It is 3 skeins of the Jody Long Lino Moda, which is 50% cotton and 50% linen. What weight is this? Where is the weight? Sorry for singing. That annoys me when people do it in videos. I have no idea. I would say it's probably a fingering weight. I really don't know how to tell from the tension, the gauge that it tells you. So sorry. 3 skeins in the shade Rose. And then 2 skeins in the shade, no name, but it's color 14. So she got these to make that sweater. I cannot hold these. Let's see. Here we go. I probably will also, I don't think these colors look flattering on me. Maybe this one. Not this one though. Very close to my skin tone. Maybe I'll make myself something. Probably not. I will probably make something for my daughter. My sister would probably like a shirt. My other sister, not my purple sister, my other sister would probably like a shirt in this. So maybe I'll make her the Tulsa tee. Don't hold me to that, because I do not a lot of gift knitting. I do a lot of knitting for my children, and that's about it. This is Lang Yarns Classic Silk in the color 1167.0111. It is 70% mulberry silk and 30% merino extra fine. 50 grams is 150 meters, and it's this beautiful like coppery color. Think I might make a Sophie scarf out of it. Not for me. That's not my fashion. I think they're very cute. I wish they were my fashion. It's just not my style, but they're very cute. I think a lot of people look so cute in them. It's just not something I would wear. So I don't know what I'll do with this, but it's beautiful yarn. I love to feel it. Even if I never use it, I love to feel it, you know? Anyway, continuing on with yarn that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. I think this would look very cute as a collar tie for my daughter to wear over her dresses. I think that would be adorable. This is Lang Yarns Lame Soft. Your guess is as good as mine. It is 80% viscose and 20% polyester. Made in Italy. Where's the other information? It is color 56.0023. And it is 50 grams, 190 meters. It's very cute, very sparkly. Whatever I do with this, it'll probably be for my daughter. Ooh, like little snowflake Christmas ornaments would also be really cute with this. Thoughts. I have this from Hobie. It is soft alpaca lace, 100% alpaca, in the color 30. This was given to me by someone at my local yarn shop. I have never ordered from Hobie. I've never tried anything from Hobie, so I'm kind of excited about this alpaca. 100% alpaca. It's a lace weight. 50 grams is approximately 437 yards in this beautiful green. I also have this, which I believe, because I do not speak French, I believe this is alpaca and mohair. My in-laws, they went on a trip and one of their stops was in France and they got this yarn for me. And I think it's beautiful. It came with this little pamphlet and pattern. It came as a kit and I think it's glorious. So I will make something similar, but I can't make this exact thing because the pattern is in French. It says alpaga plus plumette. I think I Googled that one time and I think it told me that it was alpaca and mohair, but in this beautiful burnt orange color. Love it. I also have, this was given to me by a friend at the local yarn shop. It says import mohair. This is the label. I can give you no information off of it, but I have 2 skeins of it, 2 balls. One has had a fit and needs to be put in timeout. But I have this white mohair. I have a bunch of mini skeins, purple, because I told myself that I was going to get purple mini skeins on my road trip down to Louisiana. And then I was going to end up making a blanket with them. That has not happened. It's probably not gonna happen. What might end up happening is me holding these with a mohair, because I have several purple mini skeins. Holding these with a mohair and knitting my daughter a sweater. I'm very sorry. I'm not gonna go through all the brands and colorways of these. But if you're really, really interested, ask and I can let you know. What else? Leftovers, I have this Lannis du Nord Plume luxury line in the color 1, and it is 85% Mako cotton and 15% nylon. I made my toddler a sweater for Christmas, and I used this as the ribbing on the neck, the sleeves, and the waist. And I did the rest of the sweater in this cumulus. And this is Bless you. This is Juniper Moon Farm Cumulus, 94% cotton, 6% nylon. Worsted weight, 100 grams is 251 yards, and this is the color cornflower. Whoop. And it was the perfect blue to hold with this, and there was a little white snowflake on the front. It was adorable. Trust me. This is 2 balls balled together. That way I could hold it double quite easily, of ultra wool in the shade Ocean. I knit my father-in-law a beanie out of it, and I will probably knit another beanie out of it to use the rest of it up. That's probably what this will be. This is Cascade 220 Merino Superwash in the shade Black. I knit my husband a beanie, and with the rest of it, I'm going to knit him a cowl, a gaiter, whatever you want to call it, a neck covering. So that's what the rest of this is going to be. This is Ultra Wool. This is the shade Mint, and I knit baby booties, I knit a baby hat, I knit a toddler beanie and myself a beanie with this, and this is what I have left. Hi, talker. I don't know, maybe I'll add it into some kind of scrappy sweater with all the rest of my superwash wool scraps once I end up making all of these sweaters that I have grand plans to make. I have this skein of Malabrigo Rios that my very first project I ever made was out of this, actually. This is the shade Medusa, by the way. I knit a beanie, the Barley Hat by Tin Can Knits. I really messed up that beanie. Also, it's not my preferred fit, so one day I will unravel the beanie and use this yarn for something else. Today is not that day, but the colorway is glorious. Beautiful. Also, I have said also a lot, haven't I? That's also something we'll work on. You and me together. Yep. Anyway, the trip I took to the Outer Banks for vacation, I got this. It's a wool stock bundle, blue sky fibers. It says it's 21 mini hanks. Did these tell me? It says it's worsted 100% fine Highland wool. And we've got the shade Deep Velvet, Pressed Grapes, October Sky, Northern Lights, Wild Thyme, Mossy Green, and I believe it is 3 of each of those colors. And I want to make some sort of color work sweater for my kids. Are we sensing a theme here? I learned how to knit to make my kids stuff. Universal Yarns Uni Merino Mini, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. This is the shade Wisteria, and this is the shade Scarab, and it is 25 grams, 109 yards. I don't remember what I did with this one, but I haven't used this one. And these also, I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. And the rest of everything that I have is scrap yarn, which is realistically, in the grand scheme of things, not all that much. Let's see if I can hold it all up. So yeah, that is all of my yarn. So that is all of the yarn I have to share with you today. It is not all of my yarn. It is the vast majority of my yarn. I have a handful of whips that we will discuss in my next video. So I did not include any yarn that is being worked on or for a current whip. So I'm working on the Clover Tee by Lynette. I have 5 balls of yarn for that project. 3 have already been used up or are in active use, and then I have 2 others outside of that. They will not be included in this video. We'll discuss that in the next video, but it will be included in the grand total of how many grams that I have in my stash. So now that I have showed you all of this yarn, I will have to go weigh it all and add it all up and let you know. How many grams do I have in my stash at the beginning of 2026? Here we go. How many do I have? Is that what you expected? I kind of had a guess because I have been tracking my yarn grams intake and outtake for approximately 6 months now, but I did just do a huge yarn haul because in 2026 I will not be buying any yarn unless I am on a trip. Souvenir yarn is acceptable for me to purchase in the year of 2026. However, I'm not allowed to purchase yarn regardless, or I'm not allowed to purchase yarn in any other situation. So I did purchase some yarn in December to set myself up to not run out of yarn, even though there is probably no way that would have happened. But I don't want to talk about it. So if you would like to stick around, and if you would like to see me again, if you would like to see what whips I'm working on, subscribe or don't, that's okay. I'm just here to make friends. My next video is going to be my whips. And then maybe we'll discuss my plans for 2026, like what I plan to knit. Maybe that'll be my 3rd video. I don't really have any concrete plans though. I just want to knit my kids' stuff. So, thank you for being here. I hope the start to your 2026 is fabulous. And yeah, thank you for watching. Kindly, Krista. That was a horrible outtake. We'll try something else.